Can't hear.
I am Lisa's brother-in-law and a proud member of the Nelson family. And on behalf of the Nelsons, I wanted to thank you all for coming and spending some time showing your support for Lisa and for the family. This means a lot for you to spend some time with us. We hope you can stay for a couple more minutes longer. We have a short program that the family would like to put on, and then at some point we'd love to be able to get some of your thoughts and feelings along the way. So our little program will go like this. Tag Wilson, who is Lisa's nephew, will share Lisa's obituary, and then that'll be followed by Juliet and Britta, who are Lisa's sisters, who will share some views, some thoughts, and then Bob and Cheryl will talk a little bit about Lisa as well. And following Bob's remarks, again, we're going to turn the time to the group assembled here, those that know Lisa, and will be, we'll give some time for you to share your thoughts. So with that, Tag, we'll turn it over to you for the obituary.
Thank you. Lisa Lorraine Nelson, our cherished daughter, sister, niece, cousin, kitty mama, and friend, passed away peacefully of natural causes in Utah on Saturday, August 10th, 2024. Born on March 13th, 1973 in Millington, Tennessee, Lisa arrived 2 months premature alongside her twin Britta. Her father, Joseph Robert, was serving in the Judge Advocate General Corps of the U.S. Navy, while her mother, Cheryl Marie Beneke Nelson, was busy caring for their energetic 2.5-year-old Juliet Marie. Thankfully, incubators had been invented to help the twins through this early start. Soon after, the family moved to Southern California, where they spent the next 18 years in Del Mar, Woodland Hills, Agoura, and Pacific Palisades. Since Lisa loved the beach and mountains, she then lived between California, Sun Valley, Idaho, and Salt Lake City, Utah. Lisa was affectionately nicknamed Zipper, or Zip, for her energetic part crawl, part zip around the room as a toddler. In elementary school, she was recognized as the ray of sunshine for her smile and the positive energy she brought to those around her. Lisa always loved music and singing loudly, whether it was Whitney Houston, Broadway tunes, or Christian rock. Lisa loved reading true crime novels and the Bible, and passionately followed missing person stories. Lisa's laughter was as big as her smile, both of which were eclipsed by the size of her heart. Lisa supported others even when she had little to give, always acknowledging even the smallest successes in those around her. Lisa graduated summa cum laude from the University of Utah with a BS degree in psychology. She worked as a research consultant for the Huntsman Cancer Institute and as a paralegal at Vancott Bagley, Cornwall, and McCarthy. In California, she served as the house manager at an addiction treatment home, applying her heart and personal experience to support the residents. Her smile and vibrant energy were evident in her high school jobs at Baskin-Robbins and Ben & Jerry's, and later as a restaurant server and retail associate. Lisa faced personal challenges with remarkable courage and determination. Despite her struggles, she sought to bring joy to others, counted her family, friends, and beloved cats as her greatest blessings. In 2018, inspired by her sadness over the death of Chef Anthony Bourdain, Lisa prayed to know of God's existence. She felt God's presence unequivocally and was soon baptized into a non-denominational Christian church on Sunday, July 22nd, 2018, in Southern California. From that day forward, her faith profoundly transformed her life. Lisa leaves behind her cherished cat, Trio, originally named Trinity for her love of God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit, her parents, Bob and Cheryl Nelson, her sister Juliet and twin Britta, nephews Taggart, Beckham, and Dawson, and many other beloved family members and friends. One of Lisa's favorite scriptures was Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope in a future. This verse reflects the hope Lisa tenaciously held onto throughout her life. She will be forever missed for her smile, sense of humor, and compassionate heart. May her hope continue to be strong and her future bright. We love you, Lisa. You will be missed. Thank you.
Where did my cough go? I grabbed the wrong thing. It's on.
My name is Juliet. Lisa was my little sister. Lisa radiated warmth, joy, and love. From her vivacious childhood to the complexities of adulthood, Lisa was a child of God. Her journey reflects not only her personal struggles and triumphs, but ultimately portrays a belief in God's love. As a child, Lisa was the embodiment of joy and innocence. Her infectious smile could brighten any room. As her older sister, I felt an innate urge to protect her from the cruelty of the world. A vivid memory comes to mind during our elementary years. I witnessed Lisa on the playground being bullied by 2 other girls. In an innate urge to protect her, I pushed and punched the girls in the face. Despite getting in trouble with the principal, I felt that I had a resolute need to stand up for Lisa. Such moments in our childhood not only bonded us, but also ignited my deep-seated feeling and instinct to safeguard her. Yet there were instances when I could not shield Lisa from life's experiences. I recall one day that she was in 2nd grade, to hide inside her classroom during recess. I know she did this with another unnamed person in the room, Tiffany. Lured by their sweet tooth, they decided to rummage through all of the other students' lunches and eat out the ding-dongs and Twinkies that our mom would never pack for us. This moment illustrated Lisa's whimsical nature. Lisa blossomed into a charismatic young woman as a teenager. She drew people in with her vibrant personality. Those morning car rides to seminary and to school were cherished. We would belt out Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown, and I believe Tiffany was in on all that too. During our high school, the 3 Nelson girls, Lisa, Britta, and myself, forged, strengthened by our shared laughter and our memories. Lisa found joy not only in music, but also in the sunshine. Her happy place was the beach. I treasured the time when the 3 of us would spend our summers sunning at the seaside together. Life, however, is not devoid of struggles, and Lisa faced her own trials, grappling with feelings of insecurity, vulnerability, battling addiction, and mental illness. These human experiences are universal for us all and remind us that even though we strive to find light, we all encounter shadows. Despite this, I know that Lisa was enveloped in God's love. Lisa did seek a spiritual meaning and deeper spiritual meaning in her life, culminating in her baptism 7 years ago into the Vineyard Christian Fellowship Church. The joy radiating from Lisa after her baptism was palpable. Her spirituality became her guiding compass. Lisa wrote about her conversion story, saying, "It was and will always be the best decision I ever made. God has blessed me with an amazing church and many dear church friends. Thank you, Lord, for leaving your righteous 99 to come carry me back to you." When Lisa passed away, it was a shattering experience for all of us. However, through the grief, we did find solace in the belief that she was with the God that created her. It is my view that the souls of those who depart this world are taken home to the God who gave them life. I want to believe that Lisa now resides in a place where she eternally feels the warmth of God's love. I imagine God has said to her, "Fear not, for I have redeemed thee. I have called thee by thy name. You are mine." Lisa's legacy teaches us through faith, love, and God's embrace that we can all find eternal peace and joy. I love you, Lisa, and will miss you dearly.
What a beautiful group of people that have come here today. And I hope that just being with each other and with family and friends, we can all feel the support that we need in the loss of Lisa. I'm Britta Nelson, I'm her twin. Since our time as womb mates, through our last text to one another on Thursday, August 8th, Lisa and I had bumped and bounced against one another, influencing, challenging, blessing, and teaching each other to the end. We were born 2 months premature, and at just over 3 pounds, my few extra ounces and inches became the distinguishing factor to others. We were Britta Big and Lisa Little. We were also known throughout our lives as B&L and the twins. Raise your hand if you're a twin here. I know I have a couple special friends that are twins. As kids, Juliet, Lisa, and I played together a lot. We spent hours on make-believe cruise boats, blankets in a row down the hall, where each and every toy were our passengers. Later, we built forts on the river near our country home in Agora, and played secretary when my dad would take us to his Century City office if he had to work on Saturdays. We all loved the chocolate peanut butter donuts we'd get afterwards in Westwood. On Sunday evenings, we would pull our dress slips up high to make topless gowns and regale our parents with songs from Broadway shows. In high school, the 3 of us carpooled together in Juliet's Nissan Sentra, using a worn-out plastic spoon as our microphone for belting Rush tunes. Lisa and I looked up to Juliet and felt so cool when she'd invite us to hang out with her at Zuma Beach. We grew up with regular family nights, with lessons from the scriptures, where Lisa and I were famous for answering every question posed with, "Moses, Jesus." We enjoyed walks, some of us more than others. I don't think Lisa was the biggest fan of our Sunday walks, to Paramount Ranch, followed by Hot Fudge Sundays, dinner and the symphony with the Danes family, our boy cousins, brothers, and trips to Lake Tahoe and Europe. Lisa was my built-in buddy, who I basically did pretty much everything with. And wherever we went, if we ever got separated, hear Lisa calling out, "Britta, Britta." We took comfort in being united, and she always said she got her best night's sleep when we shared a bed on a vacation. Maybe a reminder of our time in the womb. Lisa and I could be best friends one moment, usually talking and laughing very loudly, and the next moment we'd be fighting. Just ask our early morning seminary teachers that were none too thrilled when we arrived in a screaming match. Even with these ups and downs, everyone has always known that while we could say something mean about one another, if you did, watch out. When people hear twins, they think identical and look for similarities and note differences. Lisa and I were different in many ways. She was a blonde beauty at 5'3", and I'm a brunette at a towering 5'6". She loved books about serial killers, missing person stories, and the gym, and was a great student. While I hike and ski, talk about breathwork and yoga, and was a pretty bad student. But we also had a lot of similarities. We shared a fascination with spirituality and psychology. We loved taking walks together and always got excited about the weather, enjoying many amazing Utah summer storms from my porch this last year. We had some shared friends throughout our lives, Tiffany, and many who are here today, thank you for coming. And we're both blessed to have our true friends welcome the other with open arms. As adults, Lisa and I briefly shared an apartment in Sun Valley, Idaho, before spending many years living within a few blocks of each other in Salt Lake City. Lisa moved to Southern California for a 7-year stint, and our family was so happy when she returned back to Utah in December of 2022. During her years in California, 2 of my visits there stand out. One, when she joined me at my son's adoptive family's house, where she got to know him and his family better. And another in 2018, when I rented an Airbnb for us at the beach, a visit that happened to be the day after she got baptized into her non-denominational Christian church. I still remember how hopeful, excited, and happy she was to tell me about her conversion and belief in God and Jesus. The next day, she confidently walked down the beach with me, and those of you that know her will know, in our bathing suits, which showed a confidence. We walked down the beach and we body surfed together like we hadn't done in decades. Truly changed her belief in God, truly awoken something in her, a hope. As many know, Lisa had a huge heart. She was generous and sought to be loving and accepting of everyone, especially the underdog and those struggling. Even when she had little means, she offered others money, a room on her floor, handwritten cards, and little gifts. After her baptism, she tithed generously and always tipped people in the service industry well beyond the norm. In fact, one time I sent her to my hair lady, and she tipped her 50%, which then quickly made me the chief twin. Lisa cheerfully embraced all of us with, "Hi, sweetie," or "Hi, honey." If we were challenged, she'd say, "I'll pray for you." And even for the smallest successes, she'd say, "I'm proud of you." She sought to encourage and lift others up with her words. Lisa had connected and found great value in connecting with past and present friends on social media, and I would often see that she had hearted or left little comments for all the people that we knew were mutual friends. It was really important for her to connect. Lisa, from condolences offered by friends and family over these last weeks, people have expressed their love and appreciation for Lisa's humor. We all are going to miss that laugh. Bright energy and big smile. She was indeed loved by many, many people, and we hope she is seen and accepting this love wherever she is today. Over 51 years, Lisa has taken my heart to the moon, to hell, to the sun, and back. I always knew that even for the rough parts of our relationship, we had an unbreakable bond of love and appreciation of one another. She called me her ride or die and was always my biggest cheerleader. A couple of years ago, I was blessed with a spiritual experience about Lisa, where I was shown her soul's brightness, courage, power, and strength, and clearly saw an image of her that was so powerful that I called her, and have called her ever since, Lisa the Lioness. I'm heartbroken I will not bump and bounce against her on the physical plane again. But with the presence of hummingbirds, butterflies, elephants, 1111s, and white feathers, all symbols that she knew I cherish. I feel her near, and I'm feeling peace at believing she is singing, laughing, and encouraging others elsewhere. My hope is that through Lisa's life and example, we may all be a little more generous in offering love, support, and encouragement to strangers and loved ones alike, especially those that are struggling. I hope that when we look at the warm, bright sun, or stare at a campfire or a flame of a candle, when we hear singing or laughing, we will each remember the brightness of Lisa's soul that we were blessed by during her life here. I love you, Lisa.
It says in your show about how much harder on the twins. She just said, well, it's hard on all of us, but I think, no, there's something with the twin. There's a connection. What a twins.
Oh, wow. This has become real, finally. First of all, I want to say thank you for all of you coming. Lisa many times felt alone and sometimes didn't have friends, didn't have people that really liked her. And I just pray that she's looking down now and can feel all your love. Thank you. First of all, I want to say how proud I am to be mother of, I don't like microphones, to be the mother of Lisa Nelson. Her diagnosis of bipolar 1 was a very difficult diagnosis for her to live with. She bore it though, and she bore it well at times. For those familiar with mental illness, it is crippling. For those that love her, and for definitely the person who's suffering. When she got knocked down, she'd pick herself up, put her strong girl face on, and get right back into it, and with a job or school or whatever it was that she would find peace in. But as hard as it is for those who have people around them with mental illness, and the families and the friends and the teachers, had a few of those not happy with her, that it was much harder for her to be in her skin, suffering what she was and realizing she was different. It's much more difficult to live inside that, and with a brain that would fluctuate between mania and depression at will, and without her getting it at all. She tried so hard to fit into the world, and she felt like she needed to be smart about her choices. And many of her choices really were very smart. But it's hard to overcome addictions and impulses of the mentally ill when you've got your brain saying, don't make the right choice, make my choice. Yes, I'm proud to be Lisa's mother. She is a fighter, and I call her a warrior spirit. And she was smart. In elementary school and beginning of her education, it was more difficult for her. A psychologist that we took her to said she sits down in a class to listen to a teacher giving a lecture, and first is so intent at getting down the notes and understanding it, and then all of a sudden, the way the doctor said, it just became, and she just watched the mouth moving. But through the years, as she went into higher education, she developed a mental trick that helped her overcome being able to, well, first of all, overcome the nervousness for tests. Anybody who knows her, I mean, even it's a DMV test, boy, she studied for that. She had, she used this technique because it lessened her nervousness and definitely helped her learn. Now, I'm bringing just a couple of her flashcards. She made flashcards for everything, every subject you can imagine, and even the DMV test. And she would go over them, not once or twice, but hundreds of times, especially the things that made her better spiritually. When she'd get down on herself, I would say, honey, look how far you've come. Look how far you've come. Look at the jobs you have had. Look at your college education. Look at the people that love you, and she didn't know. All of this came from a little girl of 4 or 5 who during summer vacations I would take bi-monthly to the Children's Library in Woodland Hills. They'd all get their 20 books, and 2 weeks later we'd go back and exchange it for another 20. And one day on the way home, she was in the back seat right behind me, and she said, Mom, I have figured out why I'm different from all the rest of the Nelsons.
I the funeral's on right now.
And I said, oh, what would that be, honey? And she said, I don't like to read. Well, the 2 sisters were just devouring their books even before we got home. Well, that certainly changed. She loved to read. She loved to write. She loved to learn.
Down in the sun.
And that is why the subject I chose, a part of the personality of her that I really loved and admired so much, was her tenacity in always enjoying,
Excellent.
learning, having her mind and her soul progress. Lisa, I am proud to be your mother. And I miss you, dear. I love you, and I'll see you again, honey.
I don't know.
Okay. No, I want to stay up here any longer.
I want to express my gratitude for the time you have taken to be with us, to honor Lisa, and to strengthen those who are left behind. We appreciate the relationships we've had, and perhaps not fully, but I think that Lisa appreciated those wonderful relationships and the love you have shown her. Over the last several years, I've had a special opportunity with Lisa. We've had our disagreements, but we started communicating with each other on a regular basis. Weekly, she would contact me, and this was after she had joined a new church, with questions. And Lisa would come up with 10 to 20 very good, very deep, perceptive questions. In our discussions, we did not try to defend or argue a point. She just wanted to know my take. Not always the same as her pastor, new pastor, but she was open-minded and wanted to get my perspective. I loved and appreciated this time that we spent together. Now, we also discussed some other topics. We inevitably got into political issues. Generally, we saw it the same way. We got into issues about her life, the good things, and I tried to get her regularly to focus on those, and the challenging things. I really value that time with Lisa and the interaction that we had. Now, I know that we as members of the LDS Church tend to focus on the hope of the future opportunity to be together as friends. That gives me some comfort. But what I know is those interactions that I so value and appreciate, I won't have again on this earth. I miss sweet little Lisa. And I feel blessed at having known her and been able to play a role as her father. Thank you again for calling and coming and joining us today. I go this way, got it.
God, I'm proud of you, but I
Time I think that we have to devote now a couple of minutes is to give those who are friends, family, who know and love Lisa an opportunity to share some of their feelings about Lisa. And I think Tiffany's got a bunch of shout outs, so I'm gonna continue that by volunteering Tiffany to start us off. Thanks, Tiffany, for helping us here.
Please would totally start laughing at that. I have to put on my glasses. Lisa's my longest friend. We were friends by force because our parents were friends, so that meant we had to be friends too. And that meant I was also friends with Britta, and so totally understood that twin dynamic. I didn't have a sister, so to see them bickering, and sometimes Juliet and I would be looking, and we'd be like, they're at it again. But we were lifelong friends by choice. We lived across the street from each other. We lived in a really rural part of Agoura. And sometimes it would be scary. There would be lots of coyotes that would be running around, and you would hear lots of scary things. And so if we ever ended up at their house and it was dark, then I would just leave out the front door and leave. If they were at my house, they only had each other. They couldn't walk home by themselves without me helping them, which I thought was kind of funny, but I walked to the end and I would have to shout to them the whole time, and then they would run and hit each other the whole time because the one didn't want to be last. The last one got eaten. But then I remember thinking, well, I'm still out here. Like, I'm the last one that's here. But they would bicker and fight all the way to the door, but I wasn't allowed to go inside until both of them were inside safely. But that was just kind of like how it was. But then, I don't want to take up too much time, but in second grade, because you're bringing up second grade again, there was a lot of tomfoolery and shenanigans. I don't know who was an instigator of it, but I think together we're a dynamic duo.
thanks for getting us all going.
We made our second grade teacher quit. She said we're the worst bunch of kids that she'd ever had, and there's no way that these two should ever be in a classroom together ever. We had too much fun, and that's what became the slogan, don't tell our moms. All throughout our lives, every time anything would happen, a lot of tomfoolery and a lot of things that we probably weren't supposed to do, don't tell our moms. In college, we were again she got a hamster. I remember it was really strange. She put it on a credit card. I didn't know we could pay for an animal on a credit card. And then we had little Scony, and there was the little hamster that we had. And our trips to Lake Powell where we almost fell off a cliff, and we woke up and we ended up getting there really, really late at night, and we were at the edge of a cliff, and we woke up, and if any of us had gotten up in the middle of the night, we could have completely fallen off. And in the morning we woke up, we're like, don't tell our moms. She was a bridesmaid at my wedding. She was at the hospital when my first child was born. And she made me laugh so hard. And I'm like, don't make me laugh, I have a C-section. And then she started laughing where we just couldn't help it. And it was the side-splitting laughter. She actually knocked out her 2 front teeth once laughing. She laughed so hard that she did this, cackle that one time she went down when someone else went up, and her 2 front teeth were stuck in the top of someone's head. But her smile was huge and it was contagious. 49 years of friendship. I'm glad my memory is long because I'll remember her forever. This isn't goodbye, Lisa. We will see you later. Rock on, sweetheart.
I love you.
Enjoying the heat.
I don't really want to follow that, but
Oh, Matt.
thank you, honey.
Yeah, how do you get permanent, huh?
Already.
Do you need me to hold this for you?
No, can you hear me without that? Okay. I'm a big mouth, we were both loud. Hi, my name is Dawn, and Lisa and I met at our church in California. And it didn't matter what we were doing, whether we were going to church or serving at the food pantry or driving to the beach, singing at the top of our lungs, singing our favorite worship songs, or running errands, or even doing laundry, or it didn't matter. Checking in with each other or taking her to her favorite taco place. It didn't matter what we were doing, we always had a blessed time being together. The rule was you got to be however you were feeling, whether she was in a good mood or a bad mood, or she got to say whatever she wanted to say or feel how she ever wanted to feel. We didn't do let's pretend, that was just the rule, and she really liked that. Although I miss her so terribly, I was so sad when she moved away, but I knew she was looking forward to coming back here and having her own apartment with her kitty and everything. And I was so heartbroken with her sudden passing. I can rejoice because I know that she's at peace in the arms of Jesus, her Lord and Savior, who she loves and who loves her most of all. And that she was welcomed by a chorus of angels at her homecoming. Lisa was God's beloved masterpiece. And now she can finally believe that. And she's at rest now to struggle no more. Psalm 23 tells us that the Lord walks us through the valley of the shadow of death. We're not stuck there. And that he's with us and
I was just trying to go in and get my mail.
comforts us and he restores our soul.
I don't know how to get
I'm
it.
so grateful for that,
Maybe they just want your regular email
for all
coming.
of us. And
I don't know.
I know we're gonna see her again. I miss you, sunshine, and I love you. Big hug. Oh. Oh, I need the arms to get back up, because if I get down, you'll have to. Thank you.
I do want to mention that there's a really cute white and orange cat named Trio that we are looking for a permanent home, and we wanted to go with somebody that would love. Okay, she doesn't really try. Joanna has been so kind and taken Trio. You really actually don't want to get rid of it. Is that what you're standing up to tell us?
I feel Lisa every day. When I first got her, I was thinking, why doesn't one of her family have her? I can feel Lisa all the time. Trio is this, yeah.
Oh, I love that one.
First of all, I want to tell Britta how much Lisa adores you. We talked about that a lot. And we also talked about how lucky we are that we were just initiated into this cool friend club because we were sisters. And why am I the only one who cries? Lisa, we developed a good, strong bond really quickly because we were the sisters that got to be part of the funnest group of people I've ever met. And I babysat Trio a few times for her. And so when I heard that Lisa passed away, I was just instantly, I gotta take Trio. Let me come get that poor cat. And I overthought things because I was expecting Trio to be so traumatized that she was left alone with Lisa for that period of time. But as Lisa had told me many times, Trio's kind of stupid and doesn't have much of a brain in there. And like the first few days I had Trio, I was just like, Lisa, oh my gosh, I get to see you. Like everything this cat does is something that Lisa would do. It was so cute. And there's been so many funny stories about Lisa. I thought I had the funniest one, but she called me, it had been a few months ago and maybe longer than that. She had just gotten a car and she was so excited about this car, and she drove it home that night, and I think she drove it to work the next day, and she called just in an uproar. She's like, they sold me a lemon. This is the biggest piece of crap car ever. Like, it's broke. The engine must be tilted. She's telling me all of these really bizarre things that I'm like, can that happen? But okay. She's like, I'm going to return it today, right after work. So she called me after work, and I said, did you take the car back? And she's like, no, the tires were flat. They put air in it, and it works just fine. So they were totally flat, but they were low enough that they gave her trouble. So I don't know, did she still have the car?
Yes.
Oh, she was so funny. But yeah, I just want her family to know how much she talked so highly of all of you and just loved you so much, and she just would say how you guys loved her through so many hard times. And we had gone to some Bible studies together, and like, this woman had a way with words. She could just spill her heart out, and it just, like, everybody felt her love, everybody. And I'm so blessed that I had Lisa for a period of time in my life, and then I still have her through her kitty.
Thanks, Russ.
Thanks. Bob, Cheryl, Juliet, Britta, Strong, everybody in this room. The one thing I want to say is Lisa loves you all so very much. You gotta know that. Lisa loved everybody. She was the most amazing, funny, smart, intelligent, bright, feisty, amazing woman. Lisa and I spent a period of about 10 years. My name is Russ. Sorry, I didn't introduce myself. Through what was a great adventure for both of us, I'm sure. And we had a great time, and we laughed a lot. And this woman is just so full of love and treated my daughter so well. I just can't even begin to express my appreciation for all of you, really. We grew apart in recent years, and we had talked a little bit a few times, and it was apparent to me that Lisa was in a really, really good place. And I'm sure that that's because of a lot of you people in this room, and I thank you for that. I'll tell you what, man, there's so much to say, and there's no way that I'm going to be able to say it. I want to say this, though, that I don't know what's on the other side. I don't know what's going on, but I'll tell you some stories. I'll tell you a story. Lisa used to tell me every time she saw a feather that her grandmother was communicating with her. I know this is a strange story, but this is the kind of stories we used to tell each other. And when this happened, this was a shock to me and my daughter. Lisa was a part of our family for a decade or so, but even after we didn't talk to her, we always loved Lisa so much. And I know that there's something, because we've been seeing feathers a lot. I walked out to my car the other day, and in the crack between the corner panel of my door was something white. And I'm, what is that? I pick it out, it's a feather, and I send a picture. I'm on the golf course looking at, there's a feather. And I feel the love that she has for all of us. And I just wanted to express that. The most beautiful, amazing, wonderful person in the world, and I'm so privileged and thankful to have known all of you. And although we haven't been in contact for roughly 10 years, that love has not diminished, but I've only grown more fond. And thank you all for being here. This is a really hard day for everybody. It's been a hard couple of weeks. And just know that the truth about everything is love, and that's it. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. I think we're going to wrap it up. And maybe I'll just offer one thing in closing. I'm not sure how this will work out, but it's sort of like a toast to Lisa. And I'm going to need your help to do this. I need you to repeat a line, basically. I'll recite 3 lines, and if you can repeat back to me the last line, this will be our send-off. Your line is, "Shine on, you crazy diamond." That's your line. I thought it was appropriate, given who we're talking about here. After that, Don, if you can come up and share a prayer with us, I think that would be awesome. Okay, so here goes. Oh, remember when you were young, you shone like the sun. Shine on, you crazy diamond.
Shine on, you crazy diamond.
That was awesome. Dawn?
I learned.
Pray with me. Father in heaven, Lord and God, Creator, Redeemer, Lover of our souls, and Lifter of our heads, we thank you for this beautiful celebration of life for our sweet Lisa. We entrust you into your loving arms, and I ask that you pour out your amazing grace and mercy and unending love on all of us in this time of sorrow. We pray you set your angels round about Cheryl and Bob, Lisa's twin Britta, and sister Juliet, and the rest of the family. Be with them in a mighty way, Lord. Comfort them and help us to be there for them at this difficult time. We thank you for your beloved daughter, Lisa. May her memory bring us joy, and may her light live in our hearts forever, like those birthday candles that you can't blow out. Watch over us as we travel back to our homes far and wide. And may the Lord bless you and protect you. May he smile on you and be gracious to you. May the Lord show you his favor and give you his peace. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Wow, it's a beautiful prayer, an evangelical prayer. Beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you all for coming. Please take cookies.
Yeah. On the way out, there's lots.
Yeah.